From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, I'm Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Tuesday, June 27th. Again, a few showers are possible, mainly this morning in the far northeastern portions of the state. The rest will have a mix of sun and clouds with highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s. So be sure to take advantage of these milder temperatures because the heat is going to make a major comeback.
I think bad guys bring guns to places to do bad things. And if you tell them it's a gun-free zone, I think they'd laugh.
A local organization says it's pursuing every option to help stop the rising tide of violence in Broad Ripple. It comes after a deadly quadruple shooting. Jordan Dillon is the executive director of the Broad Ripple Neighborhood Association. Dillon says the group hopes the city will consider its request to make the area a gun-free zone.
I don't know that it will work, but right now we are exploring every single option that is available to us because we honestly, we can't afford not to. So we are looking at this. We are looking at other options as well.
Mayor Joe Hogsett blames the recent permitless carry law for the increase in violence. Hogsett's office says it's working on a violence reduction strategy for Broad Ripple. State lawmakers argue Indiana has held large-scale events for years under its gun laws. People across Indiana and beyond continue to pick up the pieces from this past weekend's storms. As far as French Lick Resort, it says it's working on a way to repair the historic atrium dome at West Baden Springs Hotel. The resort says all 12 of the large curved glass panels on the dome are damaged, so the area is off limits for now. The resort CEO says the first priority is protecting the atrium from rain or other moisture. None of the guest rooms, shops, or restaurants are damaged, so the hotel is still open. Leaders say there are broken windows at both of the resort's hotels, and hailstones damaged the turf at the Pete Dye Golf Course. Federal officials say millions of people are at risk of losing power because of a heat wave moving across the southern third of the country. The North American Energy Reliability Corporation says nearly every state west of the Mississippi River could suffer blackouts. About 45 million people from Arizona to Alabama are currently under excessive heat warnings or advisories. Officials say the heat wave has already killed 2 people and hurt several more. This week, several communities in Texas are expecting temperatures near the state's all-time high of 120 degrees. And new in the war in Ukraine, Russian authorities say they have closed a criminal investigation into Yevgeny Prigozhin. He's the chief of the group that attempted to lead an insurrection in Russia over the weekend. The Federal Security Service says no charges will be filed against him or any of the other participants. The whereabouts of Prigozhin remains a mystery. Russian President Vladimir Putin said Prigozhin would be exiled to Belarus, but authorities have not confirmed that he arrived there. The White House is also addressing the rebellion in Russia. President Biden says the U.S. will stick with its allies as it responds.
But it's still too early to reach a definitive conclusion about where this is going. The ultimate outcome of all this remains to be seen. But no matter what comes next, I will keep making sure that our allies and our partners are closely aligned in how we are reading and responding to the situation.
Putin also spoke yesterday. In a video address, he said the Wagner Group fighters made the right decision in halting their advance. Putin goes on to say an armed rebellion would have been suppressed. U.S. officials confirm a new package of military help is heading to Ukraine. It's a $500 million plan, which includes 50 armored fighting vehicles and missiles for Ukraine's air defenses. Details are due out today. So far during the war, the U.S. has provided Ukraine with more than $39 billion worth of help. A new audio recording from a 2021 meeting captures former President Donald Trump acknowledging he had classified Pentagon papers detailing plans to attack Iran, papers that he had not declassified. CNN exclusively obtained the clip. It's a 2-minute recording from meetings regarding a memoir about Trump's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows. The special counsel prosecuting Trump over the mishandling of the classified documents claims Trump showed the classified papers to a writer, publisher, and 2 staffers that day.
Isn't it amazing? I have a big pile of papers. This thing just came up. Look. This was him. They presented me this. This is off the record, but they presented me this. This was him. This was the Defense Department and him. Wow. We looked at some. This was him. This wasn't done by me. This was him. All sorts of stuff. It's pages long. Look. Wait a minute. Let's see here.
Yeah.
I just found, isn't that amazing? This totally wins my case, you know. Except it is like highly confidential, secret.
Later in the clip, Trump says he could have declassified the documents as president, but cannot now. A Trump campaign spokesperson says the audio shows the former president did nothing wrong. Trump did plead not guilty earlier this month to the mishandling charges. And a valet-turned-Trump aide is set to be arraigned today on charges he helped Trump hide classified documents that the Justice Department was trying to get back. Prosecutors accuse Walt Nauta, under Trump's direction, of moving boxes of documents with classified markings ahead of a search of the Mar-a-Lago home. Nauta was charged earlier this month alongside Trump in the 38-count indictment. Right now, the trial is set for August, but the Justice Department is requesting it be postponed to December 11th. And also today, a court appearance for the man accused of stabbing 4 University of Idaho students to death. The judge in the case will hear arguments on several motions. Prosecutors have decided to seek the death penalty for Brian Kohberger. They filed the paperwork yesterday. Kohberger is charged with 4 counts of murder for the deaths in an off-campus house last November. He entered a not guilty plea earlier this year. The CDC is tracking several cases of malaria. The known total is 5 cases in the last 2 months. Experts believe they're all from mosquitoes, the first such local cases in America in more than 20 years, as opposed to cases brought in from other countries. 4 of the cases are in Florida, 1 in Texas. Malaria can be deadly if it's not treated. Prosecutors filed charges against the man accused in a weekend mass shooting that left 3 dead and 6 more injured in Kansas City. Kevin Green now faces charges of first-degree assault and armed criminal action. Prosecutors say they expect to file more charges as well. Police say Green was taken into custody Sunday with a second suspect arrested later that day. According to a probable cause statement, the shooting happened just around 4 Sunday morning in an auto shop parking lot. Police identified the victims as 22-year-old Nico Manning, 28-year-old Jassity Strong, and 29-year-old Camden Brown. And LSU stands atop college baseball after a stunning turnaround. After losing to a 24-4 blowout Sunday, LSU stormed back Monday against Florida to blow out the Gators 18-4. It's the team's first College World Series title since 2009. This was an unusually strong season for Indiana teams. Ball State and IU both made regionals, and Indiana State made super regionals. And the Indiana Fever show promise, but fall again. The Fever held a halftime lead against the Aces last night in Las Vegas, but could not hold on. 4 Fever players scored in double digits. Next up for the Fever, the Mercury in Phoenix Thursday. And business headlines. Rents are coming down in the U.S., but they're still surging in one part of the country, the Midwest. Realtor.com says rents here in the Midwest soared 4.5% in May. A sign more tenants are interested in this area. Pickleball injuries may cost Americans nearly $400 million this year, according to UBS. Also, United Health Group said it's seeing a higher number of hip replacements and knee injuries, many of which are related to pickleball. As artificial intelligence continues to expand into dental and medical uses, dentists are relying on the technology to quickly and accurately detect and prevent periodontitis, decay, bone loss, and other gum health issues. The FDA-approved VitaHealth system analyzes patients' X-ray images using an algorithm trained on hundreds of millions of data points to provide treatment recommendations for patients. Wheat climbed to a fresh 4-month high after the armed uprising in top exporter Russia added uncertainty over the outlook for grain shipments. Russia is expected to be the world's biggest wheat exporter this season and next, and any shift in its shipments would have a significant impact on global flows and could drive up the price of bread. Americans are willing to go to great lengths to get rid of debt, apparently. A new survey found Americans would give up social media for a year, spend a night on a remote island, and even go a month without internet access. According to the poll from Beyond Finance and OnePoll, the average person feels they could only stay debt-free for 8.5 weeks before accruing new debt, though. People's biggest debt hurdles include credit card debt, mortgages, automobile loans, and medical debt. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and like us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand for even more on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.